All right. We are live. Manosphere Defender here, and today we got Jason Whitlock. Womp womp. This guy, he's notorious for being an Uncle Tom house Negro. He be always talking about black quarterbacks. He always be just be talking about black athletes and stuff. And he's basically like a yes man for the white man in a sense. um, yeah, and see what he's trying to do. I give him credit for trying to pay homage to Kevin Samuels. He tried. He's still doing it, but he's kind of clout chasing too at the same time because we know Fatlock he don't really rock with black people in the black culture like that. He don't. So I'm going to show you basically how he tried to give out a tribute, but ended up failing horribly at the end. And it's just like face palm once you see the end. And I just wanted to show this because I don't really like this dude like that. I feel like he's phony. I can't see a guy like this actually rocking with Kevin Samuels and his ideology. Like, the reality of it is, he ain't really watched Kevin like that. Like, he probably watched him a little bit. He claims that he put his brother and his wife on to Kevin Samuels, and they started watching his content, and it made them spark conversations and whatnot. But the way that he kind of sounds in this interview, y'all might want to check it. I mean, not this interview, but this little thing, this tribute he tried to do, he just sounds very... He just sounds like he ain't really hit to Kevin like he trying to make it seem. I think he understands Kevin's concept a little bit, but he didn't really watch Kevin like that. The only way I can really see it is the reason he liked Kevin is because he wore a suit, he was well presented, he gave us a good image as black men, but he don't really know Kevin Samuels. But he tried to give a tribute, and he was doing pretty good in here. And then this guy right here, he went crazy. This little Asian dude, he really rocked with Kevin Samuels.
Was Kevin Samuels.
Incredibly important, and I'll be honest with you, I never thought I'd be the Ricky Henderson on this particular...
He's the only dude who really watched Kevin Samuels that came on his show. Some black lady came on here. She was kind of, man, we'll see.
...subject, but it is true. I've watched a lot of Kevin Samuels, and it was about 2-3 summers ago when he came into prominence that I started to text you, among other people, saying, have you seen this gentleman here who is really blunt? I call him the sledgehammer because he hits you over the head with the truth.
Sledgehammer. And what's crazy is that how is it that this Asian man who's not even of our culture, who don't know really, he's probably a fan of our culture, but he's never lived our culture. So how is it that this man who's not of our people can understand Kevin Samuels and respect Kevin Samuels, but our own black women and black men can't? Black women and black men over here talking down on this man and his death, but we got this Asian man who has a better understanding of what Kevin Samuels was talking about than our own culture. That tells you something. That really tells you something, and it's really sad.
Over and over again, and sometimes it's very bloody. When you talk about his importance, and you say black manosphere, I don't think it's just black. I think that's actually not giving him enough credit. What's interesting this morning is, as it was confirmed that Mr. Samuels had passed away, one of the first texts that I got regarding his death was from a former NFL player who's white, which is surprising. The second text I got is from a former professional boxer of note who's black. So obviously he wasn't speaking to just one demographic. And as you pointed out, he wasn't just speaking to one gender. He gets a rap of just berating specifically black women. But if you watched enough of them, Jason, he actually gave the same type of treatment to men who did not have their lives together and did not understand the reality of their own circumstance, whether it was social or economic. And he made them understand that those two things are often tied very much together, intricately.
Yeah, man. Shout out Steve Kim, man. He actually rocked with Kevin Samuels and actually knew what he stood for and what he was about. Steve Kim is a real one. But Yeah, let's go to this next lady, Shamika Mitchell.
That he was with a man, a trans woman.
I never heard that
And so
rumor. She's trying to
Woman with
say
chest
that that was
pain.
the first thing that came out. I never heard nobody say that. And if so, it was on social media. So she's just going to regurgitate something she's seen on a post rather than say what she's seen on a news post.
Collapses on her, and we got to wait 24 hours to find out what happened.
I definitely think that story is a lot better for us than the initial accounts that were coming out. The initial reports was that he was with a man, a trans woman, and that they were doing cocaine.
Those were never the reports. There's not one news report that you could pull up right now that says that. Those were just people on Twitter making up gossip. So what is this lady talking about? She tripping. How you gonna bring up gossip and say that, oh yeah, this is what the word was on the street. This is what the reports were. Like, what? Those were not the reports. It was just gossip, shorty. You tweaking.
And that it was an accidental death. So I do think that I would rather hope that he actually hooked up with the woman and brought her home and that he died on top of her, because I know
that was their initial report. Not know what you just said. You tweaking.
that there are people just ready to be able to muddy his legacy and say,
yeah, she was disingenuous the whole time, and she tried to pay homage a little bit, but she kind of shit on him too. I don't really rock with this lady. She's a fake, like acting like she viewed him and knew what he was talking about. She knew a little bit, but she was on some hating stuff. But this is when everything went downhill. This is when everything went downhill. First of all, Fatlock, this nigga, man, this guy, he puts he has something called an approval rating or something that he does on every show. Bro, why would you do this on a tribute show of Kevin Samuels? They're basically going to give a rating of Kevin Samuels as if he's some type of, like, he's dead for one. That's the whole purpose. Like, you're giving a tribute video. You don't do the approval rating thing at the end of the video, you clown. Like, what is wrong with this man?
See the Joffrey Ballet in Don Quixote. Right.
All right, welcome back. It's time for the approval rating.
Watch how stupid
Embrace yourself.
Why?
I think we found the man in the manosphere.
Now, this guy right here is Tom of Coon City, whatever you want to call him. He's a coon. He's Tom. This guy right here is a house Negro. Well, both of them are. I guess this is his uncle or something. But he one of them Uncle Ruckus uncles. Like, who are you, fam? He doesn't even watch Kevin Samuels at all. But he just gonna feed into all the negativity and act like he know the situation and know everything. And then Fatlock over here, he doesn't even defend Kevin Samuels. You do a whole show trying to tribute Kevin Samuels, and then you just let this man shit on Kevin Samuels when right in your face, and you did nothing but just like laugh it off because you're a clown. But the whole approval rating thing that they're about to do is inhumane. Because why would you do this on a person who's deceased? You're not supposed to rate this man's character and this and that, and he's dead, and you just try to do a tribute, and at the end you're gonna shit on this man's whole legacy. Well, not his legacy. You're just gonna try to shit on him, because you could never, Fatlock, ever. And this Uncle Ruckus clown, watch this.
Fear, who doesn't like Kevin Samuels? Are you part of the manosphere or not?
It started first.
Are you part of the manosphere or not?
Yes, I'm Manscaped.
You ain't a part of the manosphere, bro. Who are you? You don't do no content. You don't do no supporting. You dissing Kevin Samuels, the godfather of the manosphere. What are you talking about?
But you don't like Kevin Samuels?
I like Kevin, man. I let me be very honest with you. Let me be very honest, because I thought about this. Remember a month ago, you did the story about the heavily set minister who was giving a wonderful message, but you felt like
Yes, yeah.
okay. You
Wasn't
said
a minister, but yeah, Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. Go ahead.
well,
Yeah.
well, the
He-
dude that was
he was
sweating
in
a
the
lot.
pulpit, yeah.
The dude that was sweating a lot.
He was
He
in the
said that
pulpit,
it took away from his message.
Yes.
That's just kind of how I feel about Kevin. You know.
What
I mean,
takes
I'm not-
away- He's not heavy set. The man weighs weighed about 170 pounds.
I kind of have a problem when every word you say to a woman, you talking like this. See, I sit like this every day. I sit like this. Now, whether you realize it or not, Kevin Samuels does what you and I refer to
Pudding
as what?
pop.
The pudding pop. Obama sits like this.
No, that's what niggas of prestige. Excuse me. That's what men of prestige shit like. What are you talking about? You're not him. You broke. You dirty. Look at you. What do you got on, fam? You're not even of the same. You're not even cut from the same cloth as Kevin Samuels to even be talking like this. You can't be serious right now.
That,
He said, that's how Obama said. Yeah, another high-value, prestigious black man. Is you stupid? How you gonna use, like...
I mean,
and Whitlock over her. Whitlock, you can't fold your legs at all, fat boy. What are you over there giggling about?
I'm just saying. I mean, if you're gonna wear a tie, you need to. You know, and he likes to. You know, he likes to wear brooches.
What?
Go ahead, man. I ain't got no problem. Let's go, man.
So the presentation just didn't hit for you. What he said was cool, but the presentation undermined it.
Yeah, and to top it off, I mean, because to me, honest to goodness, it's something, and I have this thing about me. It's something about the message wasn't landing. You know, I understand what you're saying. It's sounding good, but it just ain't landing. And that
because you probably a simp, fam. Real recognize real, bro. And the only men that I know that the message didn't hit is mama boy son husbands or simps or men who didn't have a daddy in their life. Them are like the main men that did not support Kevin Samuels. The mama's boys, the son husbands, the ones that was the daddy wasn't in the household, so the basically he took on the role as the husband of the house, but not sexually, just she raised him to be like her husband, basically. She raised him to be like the perfect man that she wants. And then they have this weird little like, don't you talk about my mama type situation going on. Just look up son husbands. It's a thing. Men who didn't have a daddy growing up. That's another person who doesn't like Kevin Samuels. And was just raised by their mama and 3-4 sisters in the house and 2 aunties. Everybody they knew was women. So they have a women ideology. Growing up under women doctrination. And then the last one is just a straight simp dude. A dude who's just a simp, a butt kisser, a panderer. Them is the 4 people who didn't like Kevin Samuels. So this guy obviously falls in one of those categories.
now look at the end.
Oh, and just like coon type people too. Like any Negro that you know that just be cooning, he ain't like Kevin Samuels either.
Now everything's coming out.
What's coming out? Ain't
Right, Goofy. Look at his face. He a clown.
nothing came out yet.
Right, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it sounded like he wasn't practicing.
Yeah,
Sounds like he wasn't practicing what he preached.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, you don't even know what he preached. Neither one of you know what he preached to even say he didn't practice what he preached. Because if you knew what he preached, you wouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what we have to
This is coming from 2 dudes who never watched any content from the man.
be careful of because it's all going to come out in the wash. You know, you said they were talking about black women and this and that and this and that. Hey, you
Talking about black women. You didn't even watch this man's show. You don't even know what he talked about.
want to run through a black woman like the rest of us. Now, come on.
And then he's playing the what, appeal to nature fallacy, basically. Like, oh, well, no. Basically like, you came from a black woman and it's natural, so it's like, oh, yeah, you should pay homage. Like, let's be real. Like, stop it. Yes, we all came from black women, but, like, that's just the truth. So we can't criticize or critique when somebody's in the wrong because we all came from black women. What sense does that make? That doesn't even make any sense to even. That's not even a debunking statement. Like, oh yeah, we all came from black women, so we should all just pander and never say nothing bad or never critique them. Like, what's logic is that?
Right or wrong. Now the way he talking, I swore.
And look at Whitlock just letting him talk. Like you don't know what you're talking about. And Fat Boy over here don't even know enough to even defend the man. He's doing a whole tribute with a nigga who don't even like Kevin Samuels right there at the end of the video. Just basically destroyed this whole video and the concept of this video. He shouldn't even have asked folks about his opinion because you disrespectful.
Up and down. He didn't like black women.
What?
Oh, no. You didn't watch it.
Thank you. At least Whitlock stopped him from saying that. Like, nah, we ain't gonna let you just get away with saying that, bruh.
You know, you said they were talking about black women and this and that and this and that. Hey, you want to run through a black woman like the rest of us. Now, come on. Not right or wrong. Now, the way he talking, I swore up and down. He did.
Right or wrong? Like, it's obviously a correct statement. We all did. If you're black, you came through a black mother, or unless your daddy was white and your mom unless your daddy was black and your mama was white. But other than that, if you got both black parents, like, yeah, it is a factual statement. But how does that factual statement apply to this situation? You didn't debunk or prove anything by making that statement. You just made a factual statement. Stupid.
Didn't like black women.
Oh, no. You didn't watch him if you.
But no. What I'm saying is he talks about them. You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. You talk about them. Come on, man.
You don't even know.
Evidently, you love a black woman just like
the
rest of them.
You just said he don't like black women. No, I'm not saying that. I just say he talk about them. Like, what?
Alone.
Nigga, you drinking? Are you drunk? You drunk? You like somebody drunk uncle. Drunk ass uncle at the damn family function just talking. Like, what you been sipping on some yak? Some brandy or something? Come on, man.
Value
some hen
just like the rest of us. Bottom line, if he got her on a one night stand, that he's always talking about high value and don't sleep with tramps and blah.
Okay, Jason, where's one night stand? And you can't get a woman with high morals. They don't go together.
Okay. First of all, now that we understand that wasn't the situation, what they just said was invalid because we determined that it wasn't a one night stand, it wasn't a prostitute, it wasn't a call lady. But even if it was, y'all look. Fatlock might have a little bit of bread. I don't think this man got no money. Honestly, I can't call it, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you ain't got it like Fatlock. But if Fatlock wanted to, Fatlock over here, he calls for call girls. Stop it, cause he ain't got. To my knowledge, he ain't got no wife. He ain't got no wife, to my knowledge. So you know who is he getting his rocks off to? With his big ass. Fatlock probably call girls and women of the night. What are you talking about? And guess what? If he did, it's okay because he got the money to do it. The hell, that's the whole point. Don't try to judge a man. And Kevin Samuels never said anything's wrong with a call girl, a lady of the night. He ain't never said don't mess with no. He just said don't deal with no whores or don't try to be in a relationship with one. Don't try to wife one. He ain't never said hey don't get your rocks off to one if the situation occurs or if you want to pay your bread or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like come on, stop it. It's ridiculous. Hold on, give me 1 second. I just want to see if this man is married right quick. Just really quick. No, quick little Google search. He ain't got no wife. So he probably calling up, talking about some that lowers his value and da. Like, come on, man. We already know, now that we know that was false, that narrative is out the window. But even if it were true, it's like, who are you to judge a man spending his money on what he spends his money on if he got it like that? You know how many rich people do that? Y'all wouldn't dare. If it was a rich white man who did it, though, it would be okay, though. Come on, man. Y'all need to stop it.
Come on, let's go.
All right,
let's go, man.
Job performance. Look, man.
And then now they're going to start rating this man in his death. This is so immoral. And you trying to do this during this man's, like... And you tried to do a tribute, though, and closed so horribly, Fatlock.
This dude came from out of nowhere, built a YouTube following of 1.4 million, was making great money, and was headed to superstardom. I give him a 25 in terms of job performance.
What is this even rating system out of? 25 out of what, fat boy? What is the scale? Like, what? This is the dumbest rating system I've ever seen in my life. What is it out of? I'm just gonna give him a 25. Like, what is out of what? You just said the man just made himself a self-made millionaire, and you give him a 25 out of what? Because if it's out of 100, that's horrible. Even if it's out of 50, that's horrible. You're talking about a man who's self-made. Like, what are we talking about?
Performance. I give him a 17. Just simply because, yeah, he did good, you know.
Just a random
but he
number.
ain't no Joe Rogan.
Only because I'm just going to give him a random number. He ain't no Joe Rogan.
So I'm just saying.
He's better than Joe Rogan. You going to disrespect this man like that? Is you sick? You just disrespected this black man and said that Joe Rogan is better than him? Are you stupid? Joe Rogan ain't bringing nowhere near as many views on a nightly basis as Kevin Samuels. They ain't make nowhere near as the amount of money on YouTube as Kevin Samuels. How dare you disrespect this man like that? Wow, this is amazing. Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom, this the dude off Boondocks. Folks off Boondocks, I can't even think of his name. I wish I knew. Oh, I forgot his name, but that's bro.
He did something different. He was a different kind of Joe Rogan.
Look, Jason, you misunderstand this. Kevin Samuels just ain't my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I
so
like coffee.
why are you on this show then? If he ain't your cup of tea, then just shut up and sit your old ass back, fam. You old enough to know if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. You an old man and you talking like this, bro. You ain't humble at all, bro. Like, sit back and chill. He ain't my cup of tea. If he ain't your cup of tea, then just chill. You could have just been like, hey, you could have kept it real and been like, hey, I don't even really watch him like that. I don't know too much about him. But the little stuff that I seen, I kind of felt it was negative. And I just, that's just what I thought. I don't really know him, didn't really check him out, so I don't know. But no, you sitting up here standing on business like you standing on it like, yeah, I'm standing on how I feel about this, even though you never even checked the man's content out or even seen the type of man he was. Once again, viewing him through the eyes of a woman and stuff. Like, y'all, wow.
But just remember, Joe Rogan was at this for 10, 15 years. Kevin Samuels at it for 2 or 3.
Hey, I respect the brother's hustle.
Character, he goes out on a one-night stand, so I can't give him a perfect score in character. I gave him a 20. And that's...
So, the one-night stand gets a 20. But the one-night stand gets a 20. But the self-made millionaire gets a 25? Like, what? What is this rating scale, bruh?
If he wasn't dead, I'd probably drop it down to about a 12. But I give him a 20 in character.
I'm going to give him a 12 because I'm not really, once again, I'm not really seeing, just like everything else, I don't know what side you really on, man.
What? The question is, what side is you on, folks? Like, you tripping. You sound like you got some, you got some house Negro and you going on, bruh. You over here tripping. What side is you on? Whose side are you on is the question. You tripping. Do you not know that this is a tribute episode, fam? Why are you so disrespectful? And Whitlock, why is you allowing that, bro? You a sucker.
And so I would imagine this is where we will
agree. Look at that smug look on his face.
The way he just went out makes him seem inauthentic, so I'm going to give him a 10 in authenticity.
Well, authenticity, I give him a 12, excuse me.
Wow. So he thinks he's more authentic than Whitlock. Like, I'm done with these Negroes, these house Negroes, these yesamasa. Look at this dude. He looked like Samuel L., folks. Like, you can't be serious right now.
Authenticity is just like his death, a mystery.
Oh, wow.
His death is a mystery.
Okay.
And I can't. Somebody needs to do a movie on that or a documentary.
This is so inhumane that they're doing a a rating system in this man's death, and you're supposed to be doing a tribute to this man in these videos.
Factor.
He is clout chasing little fat sucker.
Listen, he came from nothing. He dressed stylishly. Everybody,
Wear yellow socks.
I'll give him a 22 in it factor. He certainly had it over the Instagram.
I don't even know if that's good or bad. I don't even
Okay,
know.
I'll give him a high mark. I give him a 25. Because this is the one thing that's true about what's going on with Kevin Samuels. We don't really know. But I think the Bible said it best. And he said, ash to ashes.
Here we go, Bible referencing old niggas be. Oh my God.
Dust to dust. Linger long, but die you must. There it is.
What verse is that? What Oh, that don't even sound like it came from the Bible, folks. You over here, bro. This dude is clowning. Oh my goodness, dude.
Hope your soul is right, bro.
Yeah.
Now, truthfully, Jason, honest to God, seriously, before you go, all of the money in the world, all of the likes in the world, it means what if your soul ain't right?
Absolutely nothing.
Who are you to say his soul wasn't right, bro? You wildin'. You wildin', old man.
There's the man.
Man, we need to start canceling these house Negroes, bro. This shit getting out of hand. We as a black community need to start canceling these house Negroes, man. These Uncle Tom, old, young Negroes, man. This is getting out of hand.
That's it.
That's it.
All right. I think I hear tomorrow, or I should hear
I don't even
tomorrow.
know. This is sad. Like,
That means we're done for the week. Oh, I'm sorry. I got him at a smoke show. Jimmy's got him at a grease fire. That's it, and that's all. We'll see you next week.
There it is. Hope your soul is right, bro.
Yeah.
Now, truthfully, Jason, honest to God, seriously, before you go.
That means we're done.
oh, okay. I see. It's out of 100. 4 categories. If you get a 25 in each category, you get 100. This is crazy. A 10 in authenticity, a 2020. I guess you tried, Fatlock. You tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Y'all are some suckers, man. To even be doing this is so inhumane, and you're just like rating this man's life in a grading scale. Like, you could have did without this in this tribute, Fatlock. You wrong for this, Fatlock. And one other thing, you might get sued too, Fatlock, because you over here talking about his death is mysterious and who was this woman that he was with. Okay, yeah, we found out about that. But after we realized that, okay, that wasn't the narrative, we dropped that narrative. Once we found out, like, okay, that was his boo thing and he was finna marry her, we dropped that narrative. But you over here steady pushing, oh, it was a mysterious death and all of this extra stuff. Boy, you're gonna be subject to one of them lawsuits you keep playing around, Fatlock. Keep playing with these people, boy. Out there.